Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. We really appreciate bringing the DJ community together. Like the Club Killers Connect really means a lot of things, but I think one of the coolest things it means is, we're all working DJs. We don't always get a chance to hang out. And I think that's the cool thing about it is this, talk shop, just expand on what's going on, because sometimes we get in our own bubbles and it's just cool to talk about what other people's bubbles are doing. So we have a better idea of what the market looks like in not only your community, but it's cool when a lot of times you get people from other cities hanging out and you get a really great perspective. So it's really great to hang out on the stage with you guys. So
yeah,
aloha.
Aloha. Thank you for all coming out. This is dope to see, especially because I reside here now. I've been living here for almost 4 years, coming up on 4 years. I'm very grateful and blessed to be welcomed by the community, the DJ community, and knowing a lot of you from even way back. I mentioned Jimmy Taco. I met him when I was 16 years old over the phone. There used to be this thing called a telephone where you dial someone's number and there's a landline. But I used to talk to Jimmy Taco and I was like, ask him about the DJ community and ask him about what records worked out here. And I was 16 years old. I'm 47 now, so we've been knowing each other a long time. So it's dope to just still to be able to call this, home now and be, surrounded by all of us as a DJ community. So thank you for having me.
Yeah. How you feeling, Ikon? Did you get a suntan yet?
Well, I only come in 2 colors, that's white and red, so...
Same.
No, like these guys said, thanks for having us, walking around and talking to everybody. It's really inspiring to see the DJ community out here and get to talk to everybody and just kind of see where, I think we're all kind of going through the same thing. The industry is changing and really just getting to talk to everybody one-on-one. It's awesome. So from us, appreciate you guys taking the time to come out and spend the evening with us.
Absolutely. And actually, one of the first things I want to talk about is a question for you, Vice.
Yeah.
You have a new single, correct?
I do, yes.
Give us a little story. It's with Aloe Black.
So yeah, okay.
So tell us how that happened. It's
amazing. Wild because I haven't even got to do this story on Instagram yet, so I'll explain it.
Yeah, exclusive.
Everyone get their phones out right now.
It's in 2011. In 2011, I was DJing at Tao Nightclub, Serato days still.
Yeah.
And I was DJing, and by the way, I have the video to this, so I'm gonna use it on my socials eventually. But Jamie Foxx shows up, and Jamie Foxx is on the mic, and Jamie's rocking, and he would always just blurt out random songs, and you'd have to load it up on Serato and throw it in. He'd be talking to the crowd, to the window, to the wall, and then you have to load it up and get it in. And then that same night, I remember because then he goes, Vice, cut the music, and he's like, ooh, and I'm like, I don't know, I was probably 17 shots of tequila in, but he just kept going, ooh, and I was like, and he just looks at me and he's like,
I don't know what that is either.
Drop it like it's hot. And I was like, oh, ooh, and it's like, he was whistling that, and I was like, bro.
I wouldn't put that together.
So I load it, and I'm like, as a DJ, you don't want to fuck up those moments, right? And he gave me the look like, how do you not know that? But y'all didn't know it either, so we're fine. So we're good. So then out of nowhere, I'm playing, and I go into a house record and I play one of my all-time favorites is 1992. It's a group, Elias, called Follow Me. And it's the year I started DJing in 1992. And I dropped this record and Jamie starts singing it. And I was like, whoa, how does he know this? First of all, why was I even playing it? I don't even know. But I played it and Jamie started singing it. And then on the mic, he's like, y'all don't know about this classic shit. This is house music. And he starts singing it. And in that moment, I was like, I got to remake this song. In 2011,
yeah.
This is true. So I asked Jamie that night, and he said, 100% I'll redo this with you. Bro, I chased him for 3 years. I would ask him to do it. I talked to his manager. Bro, he's invited me to his house. I show up, there's a house party going on, and I'm like, how are you gonna record? It never gets done. He just doesn't do it. So I automatically, I'm like, the only other voice I can hear to do this is Aloe Black. So the reason I'm gonna tell you this whole real quick story is just to show you the picture of, as DJs, if you want to get something done, whatever it takes to get it done. You know what I mean?
Well, and also, it's important to note that some of your favorite records literally did take years to manifest.
Bro, it took forever.
Yeah, it's crazy because I'm learning this pretty heavily because I'm really getting in deep with original production now.
Yeah.
And especially when you work with other artists, other vocalists, other producers, it's so hard because we're all adulting. And you have to squeeze in the creativity between the adulting and then the other responsibilities that you have. and it's so difficult. But as long as you keep your eyes on the prize and actually get things done, who's an original producer out here who's making any music right now? So you got a couple in the back. Oh, that's Alex. So nobody's producing right now. Wow.
The thing is,
does anybody want to? Does anybody think it's a valuable asset as a DJ?
Everybody in here,
You should. Especially the way the market is evolving right now. I'm seeing it firsthand. And the thing is, you can go in baby steps because you can actually do you start with the edits. Obviously, is anybody making edits for their own sets? See, you're already halfway there. And all you have to do is start incorporating original production instead of doing a redrum. It's just a full-blown remix. And it's not that many more steps beyond a redrum. It's just that creativity keeps flowing. And now that we have stems, there's no excuses. You have all the access points, have an acapella to take the bass line or take that one synth element, and then you can remix it on your own style. So I think this is really important for any DJ that really wants to elevate from because obviously the pay grade goes up when you start having a fan base, start selling tickets. I mean, you've seen that firsthand for many, many years, right?
Yes. And it opens up so many other doors. I mean, even with, look, Aloe Black, I met him when he was a backpack hip hop rapper. That's a whole other story. Like I met this guy when he was in a group called Eminon, and he was a backpack underground hip hop rapper in LA, and I would go to his shows and I became friends with him, and relationships, right? It's like that. I kept that relationship since back then, and a lot of this industry is built on relationships. I mean, I get booked still from a lot of people that have booked me for 10, 15, 20 years. It's not because, I mean, at the end of the day, I put out music, but I don't have a hit record under my belt. It's literally just the relationships I've kept.
And sorry guys. Everybody in here wants to be Calvin Harris, right? We all want to make that big hit record, but there's a path to monetizing, original production that a lot of people don't think about. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Guest House Records, but they make a lot of tech house records. The owner is this guy named DJ Mez. He produces a song and he releases it every month. He's been doing that for 10 years. And he makes $15,000 a month, every month, just off royalties from his catalog from streaming. So always think that everything is like, you need to go from here, and the only way to monetize it is to become Calvin Harris, right? You can produce songs, you can make music that you really love, and you can monetize it, but you don't always have to get to that level to make a living from it. So that's also just something to think about.
I think also another thing, and to not only focus on being a producer and all this. I also just recently was watching D Nice on the live stream, legendary DJ. Technically he has a hit record that was from the 80s, right? Like he's an old school rapper, but to this day, he's DJing, the Michael Jackson premiere on the Hollywood Strip. So it's he's used the live streaming platform to just continually to revamp his name, really. He was almost going to quit DJing and bring it back. So if it's not producing music, it's also just maybe fully going in on Twitch or fully going in on TikTok Live, which I actually don't even know about DJing, so someone could school me on that. But I was on TikTok Live when D Nice was on, and it hit 1 million people watching. And I was
insane.
That still exists?
Man. I mean, that's the other thing about it. It's not just about being in a club or having a wedding. There are so many opportunities to monetize as a performer. I mean, yes, it's a challenge because you're utilizing recorded music, and this is where there's the twist of when you're actually starting to play your own music inside your own set. It's just like being a cover band, right? You start playing familiar songs that people know, and they get down with it, but then you slip in yours, and you can showcase. Because you have to validate your ability as a DJ by playing other people's music, but then you slide that in. It's a powerful tool. And then, hop on what you were saying, it's the opportunities of monetization and building a library it's a pretty powerful concept in itself, because you can get sync licensing. Because what happens if Netflix picks up your random song that maybe it wasn't a quote unquote hit, but it worked great in a scene with The Weeknd on Euphoria or something. You just never know. You get a $60,000 check for that. Because my friends have literally gotten those kind of checks because they had to have one sample or one single that worked out. So there's amazing opportunities there. But I really encourage everybody to really start getting more interactive with your own playlist. Editing is literally a great way to break the ice with that sort of thing. That's how I started, just making edits for my own sets.
Can I ask you something about edits? If you're you've never made an edit in here, and you're just gonna crack open, would you jump to Ableton first and Gary, like Ableton's a lot to look at and be like, whoa, I need to make a
compared to
DJ edit.
Pro Tools,
Or would you use Serato Studio, or what would you do if like day one?
If I was starting day
2026, not because you started way back.
Well,
so
I went to college for Pro Tools in Sony Acid, right? So this is 2002 when DAWs were still very expensive and difficult to access with computer power. If I was going to start over right now, it would be Ableton, a MacBook Pro, and YouTube University. Because I think there's more support for Ableton right now. You don't have to pay for a college degree to get really in depth. But the cool thing is it has a really low learning curve. So it's easy to learn and difficult to master.
like the cheap version, right? Because there's like different, there's like a, there's a standard and there's a suite.
Well, yeah, the DAW as itself is really easy to learn because you can start with light. Because as you get into the more professional versions, it's just more tracks, more power, but the creativity is all there. So the fact that you can just, because I grew up in central Wisconsin where I had nobody to learn.
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
There it is.
Cheese gang. But I had nobody to talk to. I mean, I had a DJ Babu VHS to teach me how to scratch. And Visible Scratch Pickles was like my only mentor on AOL video, right? That's the only thing I had to learn anything from for turntablism. But when it came to production, I was all on my own. So the fact that you have literally probably about 3 billion videos on YouTube that can teach you how to do very particular things, there's really no excuse anymore. And the access is literally about $300 to get in, and you can jump right in.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. Like, I went to Ikon Collective, which is a music school or used to be a music school from LA. I would absolutely not recommend anybody take anything like that. It's a waste of money.
Big names came from there, right?
No, yeah, and like they had great teachers, and the program was really informative. But honestly, the pace at which you learn going to those schools is so much slower than what you can learn just getting your hands in there. And like you said, going to YouTube, I want to learn how to use a compressor. There's a million really well-known producers that are on YouTube that will explain how to do it for you, and you can follow at your own pace, and you can learn much, much quicker. And when it comes to production, these guys will tell you it's all about experience. You just need to get your hands dirty, get in there, and just get the reps.
One thing that was a dope little note way back, and I should practice what I'm preaching right now, so maybe this is the reminder. By the way, a lot of times we talk about this shit, it's just shit that we're telling ourselves, and it's just coming out that I need to remind myself about to do. Because I remember years back, I was with Chucky, and a lot of us, if you have Chucky edits from way back in the day, they were fire, right? Chucky made dope edits. And I was with him, and he's like, yo, Vice, just make one edit every gig you have. And he's like, and think about how many gigs you're gonna do through the year, and you'll have that many edits.
That's a
and
library.
I was like, fuck. Yeah. And he's like, and just that one edit you make, even if it's you just chop a verse out or you edit it, like you restructure it, you don't have to change the song. He's like, just make one edit, because somewhere in your set, you're gonna play it and be excited.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's a dope little fucking note. So every so often, I still push myself to try and make something.
And I don't know if you guys, I didn't grow up playing any instruments, right? So I never grew up playing guitar or piano. So sitting down and trying to produce something original was intimidating, right? So when I first started my education, the very first thing they said was just start small, load in an acapella, load in a drum beat, and go to Ableton and just load in a tone and just try to match the pitch. And then from there, break it up and then try to create a melody to the acapella and whatnot. And those steps will teach you a lot. And there's so much information out there, but just don't try to think you have to go from A to Z, right? Because it becomes very overwhelming. But just go in little, like you said, start with edits, then drums, then try to make a melody, and then just work off of that, right? And it'll come really fast, and it'll be really fun.
I haven't said this publicly because baby steps. I'm on class number 3 of ukulele class here. So every Tuesday I have an hour class that I take because living here, I walk around, I'll be at the beach and I can hear someone playing, and some people are amazing and some people are just learning. And I was like, how am I gonna live here and not be able to at least play surf, right? At least play surf. That's and I've been starting to I'm only 3 lessons in, but I'm like, oh shit, I know a couple chords now. Yeah. I know a couple that I can, and then I was like, oh damn, I like how these chords go together. That feels good right here. And I was messing around. I was like, oh wait, awesome. This could be and it was so it is straight baby steps. I've never played guitar in my life, but And also, I want to be able to be on the beach and at least play one song, bro.
That's actually, I have a question for you about marketing, especially like, how long have you been releasing music now?
So my first release was probably 12 years ago, and it was on Ultra Records, which was a dance label.
2014. Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
how would you, because this is something, like, the reason I'm asking this question is because marketing is changing so quickly, and there's a lot of parallels between DJing, production, owning your own business, and that's why, so I just want to predicate that by the question is, how have you felt releasing a record is different between 2014 and right now?
So today alone, I was on like 2 calls about trying to understand these marketing agencies and what they're doing to promote records, because like, just like y'all, like I have my own social media and we can only reach like this much and the algorithm stops us, right? And then you're like, okay, like I have my core community, but like how do I get out here? And I'm learning how twisted the game is, in the sense of like there's agencies that you have to hire them. I just met with one today online called Pulse CX, and they do some of the biggest viral records where it's like you basically pay them to test run your song on meme accounts all across the internet.
Whoa.
And it's like a worldwide reach they have.
Whoa.
So like then they come back and they tell me if my record's performing or not.
Interesting.
So it's a whole different
it's like
way.
a temperature check.
Yeah, but I don't fully believe in that. I fully believe in grassroots marketing, and I DM everyone. I don't care. Like I just hit everyone. I don't know Carl Cox. He's a fucking legend in the house world. I DM'd him and explained how much I respect him, and I sent him my record. Like I'm just gonna try. Like I don't care. Like because you never know. And I meet a lot of DJs that'll be like, oh yeah, I just found this song on my DM and they played it, or even edits I make, I'll send it to someone. Yeah.
Do you feel like there's I think this is a mass realization, like this great awakening when it comes to social media, that it really isn't everything. Mm-hmm. It's about person-to-person connection, and here we are.
Yeah.
And I think it's more important to have people with bodies in a room, actual purposefully reaching out. It's a real direct message, and it's a real text message or a voice note or an email. And at the end of the day, we control those narratives. You don't control an algorithm. And this is a really harsh realization when it comes to any sort of business that we're operating in. You don't own these platforms. We are merely tenants on Instagram. We are tenants on Facebook. We are tenants on XYZ. And when you actually own your own email list, when you actually take the time, it has a way bigger splash. Whether it's an opportunity for a wedding, if you have a client or somebody, you stay in touch with people. Mm-hmm. Like I think because you are a master of keeping your network alive. That's proof positive over your career. Like keeping is like I'm even guilty of it. Sometimes you're like somebody you haven't talked to in 10 years. It's so hard to break the ice. Yeah. Like, hey, how's it going? But when you can actually keep that volley going and keep people in your network that maybe you haven't necessarily worked with for 10 years, but you never know when they might become a director for somewhere. And it's not just about utilizing those opportunities just because of friendships, but it's a benefit. It's a perk.
For sure, I've seen so many people like. I just played Encore Beach Club in Vegas last week, and one of the GMs used to be like a busser at Hyde, another club, and I knew him as a busser. Like I'd always talk to him, and then there's another club I was at one time. The guy used to be valet at a casino, and then he worked his way up. Just the other week I was in Vegas, and the director of like MGM Corp worldwide marketing used to be the security guard at the first nightclub I had a residency in Hollywood, like in 2002. This club I used to play.
You don't realize the spider web.
And I always kept in touch with the guy. Like we'd always see it, and so it's just like keeping those relationships. And he's already was talking to me about, oh yeah, we have this event coming up. Maybe we could use you. So it's like just keeping those connections.
The dice keep rolling, man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
There's something so powerful that these guys, a point that I kind of want to expand on, right? So, one, we have this saying in our office, right? A no today is not a no tomorrow. So, reaching out to people and, like he said, this is DJ Vice, and he's literally DMing people that he doesn't even know. That everybody in this room should take note of that, right? And number two, you may talk to somebody today and they'd be like, hey, we don't need you. But just keep that relationship going. Just keep it going, because that will stick in someone's mind. if you're nice, you're respectful, and you provide value, they'll remember that. And like I said, that no today will be a yes tomorrow. I can't even tell you how many times I got booked or a door opened just because of that right there.
And actually, I want to kind of turn it out to you guys, because being in a tight-knit community, being on the islands, I want to know, like, what are you guys concerned about? Is there some trends you're seeing? I just want to see, like, what, I know sometimes it's difficult to break guys. If anybody's got questions, I really want to open this up to you guys, because I just want to chop it up with you, see what's going on. Because we obviously, seems like every metro area has different positives and negatives happening. Things are moving quickly. We were talking about this also too, is there's like the flavor of the month right now when it comes to genres.
Yeah.
And we just want to hear what are your guys' questions and concerns right now? Anybody have any questions right now?
Check.
Sorry, guys, I gotta turn it on.
All right, guys, who's the icebreaker? Who wants to start with the question?
Feel free to bring them.
Bee Sting, start with the question.
Yeah.
You've been chosen.
Let's see. I know, it's a pretty small island, and there's a lot of DJs. I have a lot of DJ friends out here. Are you guys friends with all the DJs? Like, or are there little cliques?
I love that. You're asking the crowd?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a great follow-up. Like, is what everybody say that Honolulu especially, is it a cliquey town when it comes to DJs, DJ crews?
Because I can say, like, real quick, like, in growing up, like, LA, everyone fucked with each other. Everyone was cool. Like, but then I would go to New York, and, like, it was cliques. Like, and that's just the way it was. It was just like, no, this is our crew, this is our crew, that's our crew. But in LA, I grew up, everyone just worked together, like, was cool with each other, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you navigate that? Because, like, let's say one guy gets a gig in the crew. Does everybody benefit from that moving forward? Like,
It's a small pot here, right? It's a small pot.
Let's ask Happy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, yeah, I guess I can speak for everyone here.
Interesting.
My name is DJ Hotboy. Been full-time DJ for 17, 18 years now, and I guess I can speak for everyone here. Unfortunately, it is a little bit cliquish around, and I think it just kind of speaks for itself. I mean, kind of like today, like who's here and who's not, and who you have conversations with, and if they're real or not. It's really obvious, and yeah, I think the trend is changing a lot. The up and coming DJs and just the parties that are happening now that we're creating ourselves. A lot of these popular events now, the DJs are creating these experiences, and it's really fun to see. And again, I think the trend now is collabing and working with these other DJs, and you see your homies got an event, you post it, you help share, and it's a
what was the component though? What do you think the social and also community component is for creating cliques? Is it business oriented, or is it just more the friendship and kind of just only messing with people that you trust? Like, is it like a deep friendship kind of thing?
I think it's hard for me to answer that because I'm anti-cliquish. I love talking and working with other DJs, and it is hard for me to answer that. But if outside looking in, I think it is a loyalty thing, and they trust certain people and whatnot. But you can see that those DJs doing their parties, it's the same people going to it. It's the same experience. It's the same thing because it's the same.
Is it like genre cliques too? Is there's a hip hop DJ group?
Actually, no. I think that kind of died out the last decade and prior to COVID and stuff. It was never really a genre thing at all.
It's just more business.
Yeah.
Since can I jump in? Because Abba just had his own party. This is your third one?
Yeah, I just did
He just threw his own party. His third party. Laid back R&B date party, and we were together at the conference in Phoenix years back. And
before you moved here.
Before I moved here, and I actually told you, I was like, I'm gonna move here. You're like, what? And you told me that you wanted to do your own party and you wanted to bring your own flavor to the island. And I was just all about it. Like, you gotta do it. And I just played his party this past Sunday, was it?
Last week Sunday.
Last week Sunday. and that was his third party. So he talked a big game. You're like, I want to do this, and he lived up to it. He pulled it off. And that party had how many people?
500 plus.
Man,
Yeah,
manifested.
500 plus, bro. And to see that come together and the culture come together on the island and the vibe.
Yeah.
And also, I'm gonna kind of dive into the fact that you did it at the right time, literally the time of the day. Was it 4 p.m.?
3 to 9.
3 to 9 p.m. And I want to talk about that as DJs. Like, it's becoming more of a trend that people want to be like, yo, I can be home by like, because I went out, my wife went out, we were back home right after. It was like 9:30. We're like, damn, we just had a good time. We're going to bed on time. This is great. Like, this is hype.
A
So,
lot of guests
That's huge.
Yeah.
Like, Hugo just said that too. He's actually on his rider. He's saying Hugo is only doing parties in the evening and daytime.
and look where we live here, right? It's like,
Yeah. I feel like that's perfect for this community.
And think about what he just said too. Click list. If you go, I mean, I'm sure these guys can touch on it too. Every market that I've ever played in, the people that are the most successful, you might have your clique and those are your boys, but the ones that are the most successful are the ones that are showing the most amount of love. Like the ones that have that approach right there, like I'm clickless, like they're always going to be successful. There'll always be a job for you.
Yeah.
I do want to say, and I really appreciate, especially the DJs who made an effort to come out and not even just this last one, the one before or any of my gigs and stuff to show support. I take note of it. I really appreciate it, and that support goes a long way for me. So thank you.
That's awesome. Congrats. That's huge.
And also, guys, like you have to really give it up because that takes balls. You not only pick up your own money, but your own like name. You could be embarrassed. Like I've done it a lot of times, and I've been embarrassed 10, 20 times, but I hit a couple times, and obviously I built my House of Dreams party in Southern California, and I did it in Cancun, Cabo, Hollywood, and we built Club Killers, and we had so many mistakes. You just have to be really great at being rejected. So don't, like, you guys have to do that. Any chance you guys can take to put yourself out there and be embarrassed, like welcome it. It's part of the game, and that's who takes it to the next level. The guys that take that risk and oh shit, we hit it. The guys and girls, because I know there's some ladies in here that are DJs and killing the game themselves. But take that risk. Don't be scared of the rejection. It's the most important. Failure is the most important part of success, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll tell you. They're not losses, they're lessons, right?
Yeah.
You threw one party and you learned a lot. You threw the next one, and then you threw the next one, and it's going to get bigger. You learn more, who to network with, how to do it, the business behind it, right? So remember, everything you guys do, it's never a loss. It's always a lesson.
I want to say too, like the no's we're gonna get. Like I continually get no's, like all the time. And I listen to this other podcast, and it's called How I Built This with Guy Rasnier. It's a dope podcast. He'll interview like the founder of Whole Foods. He'll interview the founder of like, you know, whatever it be, like Lululemon. They're like just crazy big companies. And he asked, it was an interesting topic, but he asked like, he got interviewed and they asked him, what's the most common thread you have seen around successful, you know, business entrepreneurs and everybody that's, you know, in the game? He said, the people that can accept 99 no's and they're waiting for that one yes. When they're knocking on doors and they'll hit 99 no's and they'll get that one yes, and that door opens. And they'll wait 99 times, that one door opens, I'm in, all right, let's go.
Yeah, that's intestinal fortitude.
Yeah.
So actually, I have a question. Because I've lived primarily in tourist cities my whole life. Like I've lived in Orlando, Las Vegas, Shanghai, and Honolulu. Obviously, has a very dominant tourism market when it comes to DJing. I actually have a question for you guys. Do you find yourself getting stuck with certain playlists and being forced to play just the same old shit over and over? Or how do you break out of that cycle to be you as a DJ, but also do what the venue needs you to do? I'm curious. I have a question for you guys. So if anybody wants to answer that, I'm very curious.
Please put your hand up. You showed up last, so you got to answer it.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, please.
What's up, everyone? My name is DJ Elios. I am in the military, but I'm also doing Latin events here. It's really hard to start over everywhere you go. So, like where there's a community, I want to be there. I'm like the black sheep at my job. So, thank you guys for allowing the community to come together. But as far as the playlist thing goes, I know CO Slip, man, always gets on me. Man, like I would have the party rocking and he's like, man, you should have broke out of that. You should have played that one track, man, that I put you on. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, man, you're right. So it is kind of tough, but like when you get that reaction, when you see them like go up, you feel that high. It's like, man, like you take note of that. You mentally and physically take note of what they are feeling in the moment and how you got to that point. Maybe you switch it up, you know, do it a different way, but like for me, I'm trying to reach that mountain. I'm trying to reach that peak. And finding the different ways to get there, I think that's what kind of makes the experience unique to yourself. Because I'm not going to play the same set every time. I'm sorry, I just can't.
No, it's interesting because like there's a lot of places where I've run into this where you get venues that are expecting the common denominator and only that. You get in trouble if you start deviating at all. Does anybody start to experience that at certain venues? Especially like if you work at like hotels, things like that, yeah. Because it's frustrating and it's really hard to maintain an identity when you start to feel like a jukebox that mixes records together. And it's so important to just take a move, like especially in Las Vegas too, because you're dealing with high stakes, high level, extremely expensive nightclubs inside casinos. It's a 2-layer thing. So that's even more dramatic. Like, how have you dealt with that? I was kind of curious. Like, there's situations where you're told to only do a particular thing, and how do you get around that?
It still happens to me. Like, it was EDC weekend recently, and I played Marquee on that Saturday night, and it was like they waited till like the day of, and they're like, "Yo, just make sure you're gonna stay open format tonight, right?" And I'm like, I know what I'm doing. First of all, in my mind, I'm like, it's EDC weekend. I get it. So they want a counter program because they know if everyone's there to rave, they're not going to be at Marquee. They're going to be at EDC. Yeah. So they want to make sure that the people in there are going to be like, we're getting a little bit of everything. But I also know how to DJ. So I know
I've also done it so many years in a row.
But I'm just saying, I still get those notes thrown at me. So I just want to make sure, like, everyone feels it's normal. Like, I still get that shit. Yeah. Or they're like, they'll look at me, or they'll kind of give me like the nod, like, we need more hip hop, or we need this. But like, there a lot of times, like, all those people that are like Jimmy and I were just talking about like corporate events, they might try and throw you a playlist of what to play, what all this, but like, that person that made that playlist doesn't DJ. They don't know how to work this crowd. So even the notes that I'm getting from like, keep it open format. Actually, I ended up playing and I played probably like 85% house because the crowd wanted that. Yeah. So like maybe those people.
Because you're reading a crowd.
Yeah, because it's called reading the crowd. Yeah, exactly. Whoa. So I mean, I want to normalize that shit happens to me still too.
You know, there's a big counter to that though. So, you know, one thing, and Alex can touch on this, as someone that was a DJ and an operator, yes, as DJs, we all want to have an our identity, but we're also operating within a business, right? So we also need to be really, really aware of that, because at the end of the day, like, these managers are going to sit down and they're going to look and be like, hey, your night was really successful. You made us a lot of money. We're going to bring you back. But if you're the guy that is, and I know people that have done this before, that have gone in and they only want to do what they want to do, and they don't get booked again. So there is a line you have to walk, right? But you don't want to like just listen to the manager that's never been a DJ, but you also don't want to be the guy that's just doing what you want to do, right? And that's, as an open format DJ, that is almost the most important skill. Right?
It's like being diplomatic on both ends, because if you can understand the business and the dance floor at the same time, that is, you've mastered a craft as a DJ. It's huge.
I'm gonna also like give you guys another like story that happens, just so everyone normalizes some of the shit that happens behind the scenes too. Is I got booked to play a big room, and last minute they were like, why don't you do it back to back with the opener? And I actually didn't really know the opener, and I'd never heard him DJ. And I was like, and the person who asked me was the booking agent of the venue. And I was like, oh shit, this is kind of awkward because this is supposed to be my headlining set right now. And now you're asking me to have the opener do a back to back with me. But I had to stand my ground and be like, I want the room to have a good time. Like, and I actually said no to the booking agent that was booking me for that gig. I was like, I don't think it's a good idea on my side. I really want this room to stay as long as they're gonna stay. I want to keep everybody moving. I switch genres a lot. If it's not working, I'm gonna switch genre. And I don't know how that DJ can flow with my set and it can throw off the whole night.
Oh yeah.
And he literally just replied, cool. But I had
He's trying to help out his homie.
yeah,
Broke his heart.
But it was probably him trying to hook up the homie or help out.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like,
But that's to touch on that. That's kind of a new generation thing. Like it's like this. Everybody gets a gold star kind of thing. Hey, like even though I got booked as a headliner, I'm gonna rock with this person. I'm being told to play with this person. Hey, I got 4 friends that want to come and DJ too. Because
Yeah.
have you heard this? This has been happening a lot in Tampa, where one guy gets booked and then he brings all his friends to DJ for him instead. Like, that's the most unprofessional shit I've ever heard.
I hate that. If that happened at my club, that DJ would never DJ again.
Yeah, and this has happened, but it's like this presumptuous nature, especially the really young generation that is just kind of like we're all on the same level playing field now because we all have the same amount of followers, so we're all validated in that. So it's yeah, nope. Right from the club owner himself.
One more time.
Nope.
how many of you have people just randomly come up and be like, let me get on, I know how to DJ, since everyone's a DJ now.
Yeah, I got my USB, man.
They got the USB. Yeah, I was at this party and everyone was like, I got a USB, let me get on. And I was like, oh, what is this?
Hold on, we got a question.
Okay.
I got one more question. This is along the lines of kind of what we were talking about as far as like what to play for the crowd, like especially for the experienced people that travel a lot. When you get booked to travel and do a gig, what is the most important thing to you? Is it to impress? This is probably a multifaceted question. Impress the booking agent, rock the crowd, impress maybe the DJ that kind of hired you. Do you want to come back? Are you going to play it safe, or are you going to do you?
Yes.
That's a good one though.
No, actually, I've heard Ikon tell this story a few times. I would love to. So you have some delicate nuances that you've had, because I'm just going to highlight it and I want you to expand on it. But like, when you want to impress the staff, get to know them. Come in early, talk to them, chit chat. But then when you want to rock the crowd, of course, that's a visual thing. That's a vanity thing. Rocking a crowd is vanity, but it can mean business. But then you also want to make sure that you're rotating, getting that bar full, because the dance floor doesn't make money, the bar does. So, but explain kind of like what are the things that you did with your friend. Like you had a friend that rolled with you, a lot of rolling, like to touring gigs. How did that work for you? This answers the question about getting to know your staff and making friends. So I think this is a really great story.
No, so I had this friend Will, and we always called him my road manager, right? He was just this retired firefighter, and he was my age, and he would just travel around with me everywhere, right? And he's like this. Say what? Oh, sorry, is that better? And so he was like this really personable guy, right? And so when we would get there, we'd always show up early, and I would send him around, and he would make sure that he tipped the bartenders. He went to the security. He shook their hands. Hey guys, what do you need? You guys need anything? Birthdays, whatever, right? Like not to the tables, but to the security, right? He was like that guy. So it was really memorable. So then on top of it, like they come up to me and I'm like, oh yeah, what do you guys need? What do you guys need? What do you guys need, right? So I'm there solving problems for them. And the bartender is gonna go to the GM and be like, oh man, he was great. He gave me $50 right when he first got there, right? But then, on the other side, he was also there to kind of mitigate, problems, right? Girls come up to the booth and they're like, it would be great if you did this. He's there. I'm always the good guy, right? I'm never the one that's handling any problems, right? And that is really important. You always want to be the guy that is like the good guy, right? And that's really, really important. And so it's good to have like those kind of strategies, right? And then, to your point from like the business side, he could also be like, he could talk to the GM for me and kind of befriend them, right? Be like, oh yeah, we're having so much fun. But then he could get real-time feedback that he could be texting me too. Like I'm at the bar, the GM's like, oh, we have a table here. Maybe, not every club wants to come up and interrupt your set. But then again, I could be like, cool, I'm gonna play this song or whatever. These are all just little strategies that you can do.
Vice?
I think you reminded me too, like my early Vegas days, I would bring like, Gusto, Eric Deluxe, different Scratchy, all these guys, and I would actually have them technically kind of road manage with me, yet they weren't road managers, like they were just hanging out, and they would handle all the nonsense, crazy shit that was happening around, because as DJs, like I wanted to be locked in, and there's so many times when people are like, even if it's a GM to a VIP host to a waitress, and they want to tell you, hey, can you do this? Can you play this song? It's this person's birthday. And it's like your brain's going all over the place. So to have that one person there that you can count on, yet make sure this person's not going to get drunk and just venture off into the night and they're gone and you're like there. So like I always said, finding like an up and coming DJ that you can trust and that's going to help you out and kind of maybe even get content for you now or anything like that. And you're going to share your music with that person, but you're helping out the next homie, you know, like seriously, that happened with me with AM way back in the day. I would go to AM's gigs and I would just like literally post up and like help him with anything he needed, like when I was there. And I was already doing clubs and other shit like that, but he opened a whole new door and world for me. And I was going to Hollywood clubs and seeing this, but I was like playing my role to help out. So in the sense of all of us that have gigs, like how irritating is that when you're just locked in the set and they're on the side of you trying to tell you, oh, this so-and-so's birthday or blah, 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 or this is happening. And you're like, I'm trying to do my job right here and rock this crowd. So I think it's always a good idea to try and find that assistant, TM, helper.
Well, and also too, like, even if you don't care, act like you care about the operations of the business that you're working within because they're cutting your paycheck. Even if you don't really have the mindset for business, just asking a question like, hey, how many reservations do we have? Like just acting like you care about what a manager worries about while you're getting ready to play. Just asking those simple questions gives that endearing component to you being an employee inside that building. You're part of a team. You're not just a guy behind the decks and everybody else is on their own. If you're actually incorporate yourself purposefully to be a part of that entire team, you are a part of that team.
Yeah, there's a guy named DJ Hollywood in Vegas, and he was like the best like businessman when it came to like interacting with management, right? And he taught me this really valuable lesson. At the end of every single gig, when he would go out of town or in Vegas, whatever, he'd walk up to the GM and he'd be like, "Hey man, how was the night? What can we do better next time?" Even if
That's great.
Yeah, even if he bombed, it doesn't even matter. The last thing that the GM thought was, this guy is thinking about what we can do better next time. I want to bring this guy back.
Proactive.
Team player.
Yeah.
On a local level, like as a club owner myself, it's like you guys really have to pay attention to who's paying you, right? When I was DJing, I would go up and ask people, what songs do you hate? What songs do you not want me to play? Not what do you want me to play? Because they don't know. So what songs do you not want me to play? But if they give you a specific direction to go, I would definitely listen to that because that's what I'm booking guys. My partner Jimmy and I, he's here right now, and we book guys and hey, this is the format for the night, and then they just play whatever the fuck they want. And then just go, well, I'm not gonna book that guy anymore. But to switch up and segue a little bit here, the reason we are here, we're running out of time, guys, but the reason we're here is to provide value to you guys. I would really love for the shy, younger DJs that have been DJing for under 5 years to please don't be shy. No question is stupid. Ask some questions. We're here to help. Even if you don't want to do it on the mic, which you should because you're a DJ. You should not be scared of the mic. Like I caught him by surprise and he did a great fucking job. I was like, oh shit. You should be,
There's 100 years of experience sitting here. 100 years of DJing.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna wheel myself out of
if there's
here.
anybody here, please raise your hand.
We're here to help, guys.
We're running out of time, so please.
We're all students of the game still, man.
Yeah, we've been in the game forever and made a bunch of money and made a bunch of mistakes, but we're still learning. So, say your name, your DJ name.
My name is Colin, aka DJ Spike Planet.
Project.
Am I talking to it? DJ Spike Planet. I've been DJing for like almost a year now.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Yes,
awesome. Welcome to the game.
I will admit, like I'm fully at level 1 with this shit. You know what I mean? I'm at the very bottom of the tower. And so I find myself now like in like a spot where I have to be like a promoter as well. And I'm like literally responsible for like getting as many people in the door as possible at like whenever I'm gonna DJ, but like also like when other people I know are gonna be DJing. Do you have any like, I mean, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you have any?
Thank you for bringing that up because I hear and I haven't had to deal with this, but I've been hearing this more and more, even with parties in Los Angeles and so where DJs that are just coming up, they're like, I got a gig, but I have to get 50 people there and I have to sell one table, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So I actually don't have knowledge on that. I don't know if you guys have talked about this on the pod.
Yeah, so like in Vegas, this is a big thing right now. A lot of, not necessarily like the mega clubs, but all the other like bars, restaurants, spots that are booking DJs, even like your ultra lounges. Yeah, literally the owners are like, you have to bring exactly 30 people. If you don't, then you're just not coming back, right? And it's really tough because, you know, you have to go out there. I actually know someone in your spot, and he's paying people to come. And so he's probably making like $50. But at the end, he's looking at it as an investment, right? He's like, I want to do this. And he's also developing a skill, though. And this is something that everybody should take note of. Being a promoter is a very important skill, all the way up to like, you know, Diplo's level or like those, right? The ability to reach out, build a network, and get people to come see you is huge. That translates into dollars, it translates into management, it translates into you just developing that skill of not being shy, right? And build that network, you know, write down every single person that you talk to, start an email list, start a DM list, whatever you need to do, because in 2 years from now, you'll have like a really big network that people will pay you a lot more money to come play at.
At the end of the day, this is a business. So we had that situation with at our venue, our 4 resident DJs were fucking pissed we were booking a certain guy, right? But this guy came in and sold 150 tickets. Was he the best DJ? Not amazing, but he did well, but he sold 150 tickets. So it's like, how much? Sorry. That was a different night. But yes. Yeah, that's my partner, Jimmy, from the Yost. And also Club Killers. He's a numbers guy. I'm the guy that spends the money and has the dumb ideas, and he yells at me for it. That's how magic works, guys.
I'll say this, though, too. Don't only focus, this is just what I would say right now for myself, don't only focus on the cool spots to DJ or the nightclubs, because I seriously always say my best training came from the worst parties and weddings. Those were the hardest parties to DJ, when there's 15 people dancing and every song you're gonna play is gonna clear them. Like in your mind, you're like, fuck, this next song's gonna clear the floor. This next song's gonna, and you get through like 30 minutes and you're like, 15 people are still there. I still got them.
And that's where the opportunity is too. The places that need the help. You know, if District is packed every Saturday, they probably don't need you to come in and to help. But the place that's struggling, that's where you're going to make a difference. That's just how it works.
Say too, I'm really glad for your sake that you've already been confronted with this dilemma at such an early part of your career.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you this, it's going to keep getting worse.
Yeah, it is.
100%.
No, but hear me out. I say that because on a positive note, you have an edge because you're going to be able to diversify your portfolio and get a workflow going now. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks versus right now you're learning everything at once. So your bandwidth is going to be strong. Yeah. So if you're able to, play at different venues, sharpen your steel with the music selection, of course you need to do that. But if you're just incorporating your marketing skills and getting people, because here's the other thing, it can't just be about you standing behind a table with some decks, right? You got to have something else to offer. What else are you going to offer as a brand? Like for me, my answer was editing. That was what elevated my brand. It can be anything. Like somebody, for example, like Oso City, like he's dominating on YouTube because he just has some swagoo. He like stands out in a tropical paradise and plays a mix. But people love it because it's like a fireplace mix they can put on, and everybody knows his brand from that.
Green as well. Like
yeah. So what else can you do to connect with people that's going to cause them to outreach and be interested in seeing you behind those decks? So it's like this little tornado that you have to create. And like I said, you are at a perfect time right now where you can incorporate more things in your workflow, and you're going to do great, man.
But also think about this. Like you brought up like a really, I want to use you as an example, right? You're throwing your own parties. You've been DJing for a long time. You're building a network that will allow you at some point to throw your own party and make real money. Because I can tell you guys right now, you can get booked at the District for the next 20 years, but you're not going to retire on that, right? You want to do real money, you got to throw your own party.
You got to take the risk. You can't be scared.
But you're developing the network to bring the people to your party. And if you take those gigs, like he's talking about, the really hard ones, those venues are the opportunity for you to go there and be like, hey, I want to throw my own night here. You're going to give me the whole door. You're going to take the whole bar. Let's just call it what it is. And now we have the opportunity to build off that. And those doors will open for you.
We got about 10 minutes, so I want you guys to collect your final thoughts. I want you guys to get your final questions. We're going to be here this Saturday. Oh shit, there's like a fucking salsa.
Yeah, they're doing like a dance lessons over there.
Shit, I love that. I'm about to show.
Tearing it up.
I'm about to fucking show him what's fucking.
Can I say one thing, Joe? Like touching on this, and I'm so grateful to have lived here now for 3.5 years, and I travel a lot, like to all these different cities. This is the only place that I think of in the United States that whenever I say where I live, that no matter where the fuck I am, they always say, "Wow, wow, you live in Hawaii? Tell me more." Like if I was to tell someone I left LA, I live in New York, they wouldn't give a shit. Oh, cool. I live in Austin. Cool, whatever. I live in Houston. So anyways, but every I'm getting chills because it's what happens to me everywhere I go.
I think what that means that there's a lot of opportunity here. Obviously, there's the world is changing, the climate of nightlife. So I think in Hawaii itself, there's a lot of opportunity because nobody's really killing it with nightlife. But your generation, like your generation, has a chance to make a difference. You know, it's been a lot of ups and downs that I've seen here on the island. Hopefully, there's more ups and it shows a lot of initiative that you're here right now being a young DJ. But you guys collect your final thoughts. We're going to take a couple more questions, but real quick, I want to introduce Mr. Myron Martin, who just also moved to Hawaii and is a Southern California legendary promoter. So I'm hoping he could give DJs, because he's not a DJ himself. He loves to rock the fucking mic and drink tequila. They Rewind Fridays at the Yost and back at our club. And I just want to let him give you guys a little perspective from what he heard tonight and a promoter's point of view of what you could tell DJs, stuff that you see that you don't like, stuff where there's opportunities for them. So right here, bro, I present to you Myron Martin.
What's going on, everybody? It's beautiful to see this. I mean, half of this room, we're 30 plus years in the game. I could not believe 30 years ago, I was 16, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to make a career of throwing parties. And here I am, living in Hawaii now. Unfortunately, the game has changed when it comes to looking at a DJ. It is not how good you are, it's who do you know, how many people can you bring? And it destroys that mentality as a promoter, as a club owner, and correct, it's a business. Everyone sees a different need. Coming into it, luckily, I've been very fortunate to have a lot of beautiful, talented DJs in our group, our inner circle. So it's not been how many people are you gonna bring? It's we're gonna bring the people, can you rock the crowd? And that's how it is for us. But you're not wrong. Keep doing what you're doing, but I do have one advice for you. Don't practice because you have a gig. Practice because you want to be a DJ. Because what I see from a lot of young guys, oh, I got booked. I need to practice on my set. I go, even if you didn't get booked, you need to practice on just being better at what your craft is. Like whatever it be, whether it be scratching, mixing, producing, there's so much you want to learn, and trust me. You? Oh man, you're at the right age. You are at the right age and just soak up so much knowledge. I wish I could be 21. I commend you for wanting to be in a room and learn, because I want to be in a room and not be the smartest person all the time, because there's always something to find out and learn. I apologize for talking so much, but as a nightclub promoter, man, it is the hardest thing to do because there's so many people you need to please. From a district perspective, as yes, this is my boss on a Friday night, week to week. Am I hitting his numbers? Am I hitting my numbers? Am I gonna be able to pay off my staff, his staff? And that's the stress we go on, and luckily, my Friday night's been going 10 years straight. I'm blessed to have a beautiful team, and for all my DJs, I wish I understood music like y'all, but I just get on the mic and dance when you're on, and I love what I do. So thank you guys for having me.
Sorry, it's the first time on the mic. So, any go. You want to have something to say, DeVille?
Oh no, I think the underlying theme here is I know we've talked about a lot of things other than DJing because the game is evolving and the responsibilities are elevated, but you still have to love your job as a DJ. I think that's the foundation of the pyramid. All these other bricks get stacked, but you gotta love what you are as a craftsman.
I played a gig recently in Miami, and I got a call from the booking agent. A lot of the venues I play, the booking agent's never there. They're never there. They're the guy, the behind the scenes person who. But I got the call from him, which is rare because he usually talks to I have an agent, so he usually talks to him. But he called me and he said, "Did you really play 5 hours?" And I said, "Yeah." Why? And he goes, "That's why we fucking love you."
Yeah, that's awesome.
And because I had a 2-hour set and I ended up playing 5 hours.
Wow.
Because I still love DJing. Like I didn't want to get off. I had to catch a flight. But like it's still like what you're saying. Like for practice. Like I was like, this is practice for me. I can still keep playing. So it's like love what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Love what you're doing.
That's why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we're here. We love the DJ culture. So if anybody has any closing questions, one more question, quick, much love to Jimmy Taco, Honolulu legend right here. We appreciate him. JD Live is in the house. He's real quiet and shy, but one of the Club Killers legends, he's here as well. I want to show him some love. So any questions? You were shout out to you. You were the first person here in line. So we appreciate you, brother.
What up? I'm CJ. I'm one of actually just finished residency here at the district. Thank you to Alex Kemp for giving me the love over the years. And but recently I've been feeling a bit burnt out and looking for a career change. But I was wondering, I guess for Vice, like how do you find yourself to sort of reset, and so you have a really busy schedule and you've been DJing for a super long time and maybe seven nights a week, but how do you decompress but still stay on point every night that you play, I guess?
I would say majority of us in here are open format DJs. Would you say majority of us stick like kind of cross up? I reset by the fact that we're lucky enough that we're not pigeonholed into just one genre, always. Like, I got to play an R&B party. I had so much fun digging through crates and finding other records that I haven't played in years. We were just talking before this started about dubstep, and I was like, damn, my dubstep crate is like 7-8 songs, and they're from way back, and I only have a couple new ones, but I've been in venues. I was in Arizona recently, and I was like, fuck, they actually want dubstep, and I actually like dubstep to a point. Like, I like a certain amount, but I mean, the way I don't get burned out is like, I try and just jump back into a genre that I haven't touched in a while and dig through it and like get those feels again. Whether I just played a party in LA that was called You're Not Down, and I was playing like 80s and 90s freestyle and gangster rap and shit like that. So it's like always touching up my crates and getting them in and like working on new sets that I don't know when I'm gonna play them. That's a good way to play. I don't even know when I'm going to play
those edits.
And edits, yeah. And
start, having a little fresh weapon.
Like if you said you haven't gotten into edits yet? You have. So yeah, you've been doing, just I literally really want to practice what I'm preaching about, that Chucky line. Just make one edit every show and just be like, cool, I got one new edit to drop. This and you wait in your set and you get to drop it in and like, that got me pumped up again. But I think also the fact that we can jump genres a lot too.
What about self-care though?
What
is self-care between gigs?
Living here.
Hey, that's it.
Yeah, I mean it is the
running, right?
The running and balancing out. Like I'm very public about the fact that I stopped drinking, but I honestly felt like, I mean, I got many calls from booking agents, from owners of town. I've gotten those calls where like, you were too drunk last night, like you got to chill the fuck out. And I've gotten those calls where I'm like, whoa, where my job's on the line, and I'm like, I don't want to lose what I love, right? So just always balancing out the fun that we do have. Like, I'm not saying that we still need to have fun when we're out doing what we do and loving it, but balancing it out and knowing that it still is a business. It still is a job. Like, I've gotten that call I remember I got it from AM one time, and he yelled at me. I heard you were drunk as fuck last night in Vegas. And I was like getting yelled at like by my father, by my dad, bro. Like he's like AM. He called me one time and like cursed me out and was like pissed because I was drunk in Vegas on my set, and he plays the next night. And he's like, bro, you were fucking up. And he was yelling at me. And that's like a brother. That's what you want. You want someone in your life that's going to call you out on your bullshit. So like just balancing out the fun that we have and knowing that this still is a job and that we still want to entertain, but we still want to be a little bit of the party too.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is your last chance. Any questions? 3, 2, 1. I'm going to give a moment to Mr. Jimmy Taco here and give him the mic. You know, that's what he does best.
Yeah. Hey, first and foremost, big up the Club Killers. Give it up for them, you guys. Everybody that came to town, hanging out for the weekend. Respect to you guys. My man B staying in the corner over there. What's good, brother? Just have fun, man. Like, be open to any opportunity you get. If somebody says, hey, can you play country music? Yes. Fucking find 100 country songs. Download that shit. You never know, it might be your weekly residency. It's my new favorite residency, by the way. But CJ, real quick. CJ indirectly has been a part of this business for a very long time, since he was a baby. His dad and myself DJed together on radio and back in the day. So I can see how you're burnt out. Just find a new love in it, bro. You will. Like, you're making edits. The edit you sent me the other day, I sent you some criticism on it. Constructive, you know? It's a dope edit. I loved it. And I couldn't hear your name. What was your name, bro? It's Colin. Colin? Yeah. Bro, 21 years old. The world is your doorstep, bro. Rock it. Have fun. And just be as positive. And shake hands and introduce yourself to everybody in this room. Yeah, networking is the biggest thing you can do. And whether you make a friend, you don't, life, man. Have fun with it. I guess that's it.
And at the end, guys, you know, we're all family, right? DJs are family. We're fighting the same battle. We might not get along, but at the crossroads, you all got to be good to each other, right? Figure out how to provide value to each other, because you never know, you know, when you meet, you know, I met Vice when I was a kid. I was probably like 11 years old. I grew up listening to him. He didn't even know that. He didn't know that he would 20 years later be out here doing one of our events, you know what I mean? So, and he was super kind and sweet and still is. I was like, Vice, we're doing a Honolulu DJ meetup. Can you be there? He's like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah. And that's what life's all about, man. We love, you know, what I posted earlier I've been chasing the same dream since I was 13. I love DJ culture, and that's why we're here. And thank you guys so much for being here.
Club Killers!
Any final thoughts, DeVille?
Yeah, I think this is like this connect is kind of like a metaphor for just get a mentor or somebody that you can trust to bounce ideas. Don't isolate yourself. It's easy to get in your own head. Have somebody to share ideas with, confusion, complaints, excitement, all these things. You need somebody that you can confide in and just go on that ride with, because the less you're isolated, the less you're going to make mistakes.
Vice, closing statements.
Yeah, just touching back what I said earlier about like showing the world what we have to offer here as DJs, because there are a lot of eyes watching what we do as DJs, especially being in one of, if the most beautiful place in the world here. There's so many opportunities to create your own party, DJ on a cliff, DJing and film that, and or honestly just spreading the good word of just the aloha that we have here to spread, because I'm super grateful. And I can tell you, like, when we carry this with us to the mainland or to anywhere around the world, it's infectious. And I think we can bring that positivity in the world. And I think that's DJs, that's one of our strengths.
You guys don't know how much opportunity you guys have. You just be proactive and keep going. Create your own luck. Don't wait for anybody to do that. Like, I wouldn't be right here if I waited to be a part of a certain clique or be on, you know, Vice was on the competing station, Power 106, which was the legendary station that I grew up to. I was on the pop station, Kiss FM, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to work on the pop station. But oh my God, was it a blessing? I was the only Latino at a white station. They had 26 guys that looked like me. And then Ryan Seacrest was like, yo, you want to DJ Rihanna's house party? Yo, you want to DJ for this person? Yo, you want to DJ at the Oscars? Oh shit. But I was like, damn, I don't want to be on the fucking pop station. Ugh, I want to be with the cool guys at Power.
I want to throw one more thing out for the local love real quick. I don't know if anybody caught, but today Live Beach just announced Fia's performing. Fia's doing a show. I met him backstage at the Holo Fest and introduced myself and DM'd him after, like, honor to meet you, bro, blah, blah, blah. No reply, right? He just didn't see it, whatever. And then I was talking to my boy who books Live Beach, Matty Salazar, and I was like, yo, it'd be dope if you do an island artist, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, who? And I threw him Fia, and I'm like, yo, this is the dude. Like, book him. He lives in Vegas. They just announced it today that he's getting booked. I hit him again. Yo, I had hit him before, like, hey, I'm giving your information to Live. No reply, right? I don't care. Like, I'm still just going to try and also spread the good word. So he's performing at Live Beach August 14th, I believe.
No ego, right?
It's an
No
island.
ego. No ego.
No, I don't care.
Bro.
Like,
I don't care.
It's the first, like, island party they're doing at Live Beach in Vegas. That we're taking this sound over
Spreading
here.
aloha. I love it. I love it.
Mr. Ikon, any last, also just so you guys get a little background, he owns Feature, which is a huge store in the mainland. They're in Calabasas, in Vegas, and Salt Lake City. What's the other one?
No, so we have 3 stores in LA, one in the Wynn Casino and one in Chinatown in Las Vegas.
And he runs all the merch for Club Killers as well. So any final thoughts, sir?
You know, my final thought is listening to all you guys talk, like, as somebody that owns a business, what I've heard from all these questions is opportunity. Alex hit it on the head. What I heard from you, an opportunity to scale, right? You have a platform, you're putting in the steps in place to scale it to make more money, right? You presented a great question, right? How do I become a promoter? How do I become effective in this market? Well, the answer to you is this is a tourist market, right? Figure out ways. If there's 80 million people that come to Hawaii, figure out a way to target 0.01% of those people. You know, technology is your best friend right now, right? Use your personality, use your age, use your network. Right here, another opportunity to scale, right? You know, everybody in this room is an opportunity to meet somebody, present an opportunity, and have a door open. Just take advantage of it.
Become an expert. Welcome getting rejected. That's like the number one thing. Just handle rejection well. Welcome it. Okay, I'm gonna keep trying. So one last time, guys, please show some love for the panel here.
Thank you.
DJ DeVille, Vice, Ikon.
Awesome, man.
The world famous Club Killers crew. You know how we do.